Good morning, Ferric. Welcome to Science Time. So, today I thought we'd have a go at doing a little bit of shrinking. I was rereading The Borrowers at the weekend, and I thought it'd be really good fun to shrink some things and make myself feel a bit like a giant. So, I did some research, and you can actually shrink crisp packets and some other items made of plastic. You can even make them into a keyring if you want to. So let's go through what we're going to need. Now, the most important thing for this will be an adult because we have to use the oven. So you're going to need an adult to help you with some of the parts that will get really hot. So carrying things into the oven and getting things out of the oven. So please make sure you have an adult to help you. The other things you'll need is a plastic crisp packet. Now, it sounds a bit strange, but lots of packets have foil on the inside. But you can see that this one is actually completely made of plastic. So you will need some of the brands that are actually plastic wrappers. So something like Chipsticks works really well for this. The other things that you'll need will be a hole punch if you did want to make a key ring, because you'll need to make a hole in the corner. You'll also need a baking tray with either baking paper or foil on. It's just to prevent it from sticking. You'll obviously need some oven gloves just to get the things in and out of the oven. But if you have all of those items, let's get started. So job one, if you haven't already done it, you'll obviously need to eat the contents of your crisp packet. You'll need to wash out the bag, wash it with washing up liquid, and make sure it's completely clean, so make sure there's no crumbs left in it, and give it some time to dry out completely as well, so don't rush this, okay? If you've done all of that bit, then the next thing you need to do is to preheat your oven. You'll need to preheat it to about 250 degrees Celsius. Now, my oven works in numbers. So for the numbers ovens, it's approximately number 9. So once you've got that heating up, okay, then you'll be ready for the next stage. Okay, so we're almost ready. We've put our crisp packet onto the baking tray ready, onto the foil, or remember you might have baking paper, that's absolutely fine. If you did want to have a keyring or make a keyring out of it, you could put a hole in the side ready. And then once it's all finished, it'll be ready to make your keyring. Okay, we're going to pop it into the oven now. We're going to put it into the oven for at least 2 minutes. So I've put it into my preheated oven and now I'm going to leave it for at least 2 minutes. And remember, when we do remove it, make sure you've got an adult to help you with that stage. Now this will help pass the time. You don't want to open the oven, you don't want to get impatient. So rather than opening the oven, I just used the light to have a little peek at what was happening. What do you think I saw? What do you think is happening to the crisp packet at this very moment? Make a prediction. Discuss your idea with your adult helper. What do you think we're going to see in a minute? So I use my oven-proof gloves to get it out of the oven, and that's again where you're going to need an adult to do that. And I've sat it on the side for a couple of minutes as well, because it will be really hot when it first comes out. So don't touch it, because it is plastic. And like I said, it will be really hot. So I've put the original packet onto the board just to show you what it looks like. And now, drum roll. Look at that. There's our shrunk packet. But you can tell that it was Chipsticks. Now, I did do another one and I left it in for 3 minutes. Look how much smaller that one is. But again, you can see that they were the Chipstick packets. So there's the original. Look at the size difference. So you have managed to shrink your crisp packet. Now you could, remember, if you had the hole punch in the corner, you could make a keyring out of that. So you could put that onto your bag when we go back to school. As always in science, you need to explore and experiment a little bit. This was one where I didn't have the oven hot enough. So the crisp packet didn't really change shape at all. And then I also had one where my oven was much too hot and it melted and you can hardly see what it was. So you might need to have a little experiment with your oven as well and experiment with the timing. Now in my oven, I needed to have it on number 9, as I said, and I needed to leave it in there for at least 2 minutes. But you might need to have a little explore first. So let's look at why it happened. Do you remember the polymer chains that I talked about when we were doing the leak-proof bag? Well, we're looking at the polymers again. Crisp packets are made of long chains of molecules called polymers. So in that crisp packet, there are long chains of polymers. and they're stretched out straight in a crisp packet. So when the crisp packet was heated up in the oven, these chains got energy. They vibrated, they started to curl up. You can actually see, if you put the lights on in your oven, you can see the packets start to curl up. And the packet seems to shrink because those chains curl. You can see the difference in the shape, especially if I turn it on the side, you can see how it's curled up. And so that's what's given the shrinking impression. Now, it would be great for you to have a go if you've got something like this. Remember, you want those plastic packets, so have a look at the crisp bags you've got in your house. But you could also perhaps try other things. So if you have other foods that have that plastic wrapping, maybe something like a cereal bar, a chocolate bar, a biscuit bar, maybe you could have a go at shrinking that and compare it. I'd love to see your results on the Purple Mash blog, so do show me what you've done and what you've tried. But remember, please, the whole time, complete safety. Make sure you've got an adult with you. I'm sure they'll enjoy it as much as you do. I look forward to seeing what you've done, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.